Shams Charania, you guys who follow the NBA, this guy's basically, along with Woj, the Adam Schefter of tweeting. So when this guy says a trade's going to go through, it basically does. When this guy says somebody's going to sign somebody, it basically happens. Shams and Woj and Adam Schefter, kind of, in the Jeff Passan in baseball, kind of the guys when they tweet something. He says the other day, tweets this, I believe this was 2 days ago, fun development. Fanatics is launching basketball cards under its Topps brand, beginning with the 2023-24 season, which is next season, which is Victor Wembanyama. Industry sources say, now that could be a number of different things. Is Fanatics and Topps going to make unlicensed basketball cards? They would have to still get a Players Association license, and similar to Leaf, they would airbrush out the logos. Finest Basketball came out a couple years ago, with some old school legends. Is that what Shams means? We don't know. Woj didn't follow up with a tweet, but we got some news breaking yesterday that there are tons of people. Panini still has the NBA license until 2026, guys. Okay? So Shams tweets, hey, Fanatics is going to make basketball cards next year. I'm going to assume that's with logos. Okay? And the next day, we have sudden resignations at Panini. Many of these guys were wearing Panini polo shirts at the Mint Collective, literally on panels. There were 3 or 4 Panini guys on a Mint Collective panel, and they all work at Fanatics now, guys. They weren't fired. They resigned suddenly. So if Panini's still going to make cards till 2026, and these weren't guys that were hired yesterday, some of these guys were there since the inception of Panini in 2009. Some of them were there at Donruss before Panini came around in 2009. 14-year employees, guys, suddenly up and left Panini for Fanatics. I heard from a very well-connected industry source that there is a whirlwind of activity happening right now. We have lots of people leaving Panini to suddenly go to Fanatics. We have Shams, one of the leading basketball reporters in the world, saying that Topps is going to begin making basketball cards next year, not in 2026, next year. So we got a lot going on. We don't know. We actually don't know for sure what is happening here, but it would be my guess that at some point here, we're going to get an announcement that either the NBA, I love how, people say, the licenses, who controls the license? The NBA. Could the NBA just wake up one morning and say, hey, Panini, sorry. If you got a problem with that, we'll see you in a U.S. court or an Italian court, or whoever you got a problem with. And we're going to let Fanatics just make basketball cards. That very well could happen. Okay? The NBA makes the rules, guys. So we don't know what is happening. I'm sure there are nervous group breakers, nervous shop owners wondering what the heck is going on. I don't think these are going to be unlicensed cards that Topps is going to come out. And then two years later, they're going to come out with licensed ones. That doesn't make any sense at all. That literally makes no sense at all. Something is happening. We have an industry source saying there's a whirlwind of activity. We had close to 10 longtime Panini employees dip out the door to the Fanatics literally yesterday. They were at the Mint Collective on a panel for Panini, wearing Panini polo shirts, and then the next day they work for Fanatics. So we've got a whirlwind of activity in the sports card world. What do you think is going on?
Well, I tell you what, obviously there's some industry discussion that we can have here with different types of employees, but I think the thing that I'm the most excited about is the fact that we're going to have Topps cards. And as we're going through Golden auctions, going through eBay, all those types of things, we're seeing all these old Topps basketball cards that they used to make, Topps Chrome Refractors, just so many great sets that Topps made in basketball. And next year in the NBA is likely going to be a fantastic year with Victor Wembanyama. As long as he stays relatively healthy, he's going to get a ton of hype and obviously likely going to be the number 1 pick as well. Watching a little bit of the college basketball, looks like there's other talent obviously coming down the pipe as well. And so things are just going to be really exciting next year when it comes to basketball cards. And if you get Topps in the mix and they're making the license card, and who knows what's going to happen with Panini. We've heard a lot of rumors when it comes to Fanatics that they've tied up the printing facility that almost every manufacturer uses, including Panini. And so, look, that could be part of it. But like you said, it's actually the leagues that hold basically it's the league's rights. Okay. Yes, Panini has a contract, but I'm sure these things are written and there's lots of ways to change these contracts. There's a lot of ways to get out of them. Famously, Under Armour was supposed to be, if you were watching baseball now, you see a Nike logo. That was actually Under Armour's contract. Under Armour signed that contract. They were going to have their logo on the jerseys, but something happened there. Something happened from Under Armour's perspective, and they couldn't do it anymore. And so these things do happen in the license world. It's relatively rare, but it does happen. And I actually think it's kind of exciting. I know that there's people that are watching this that are super excited about all the Panini products. And like you said, there's a lot of dealers. There's a lot of people that have allocation, that have shops, that have a lot of investment built up into Panini products. And now it looks like Fanatics is going to take hold of that NBA license.